Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today at Branston Golf and Country Club. Today's video is going to be about improving your impact. So it's something I've seen a lot with lessons, but it's how their head movement through impact is influencing their shoulder plane and what that means to you. Stay tuned to find out more. As mentioned, today's video is all going to be about how the head movement through impact influences your shoulder movement or your shoulder plane through impact. And this has a big effect on the quality of the contact, the strike, and the consistency of club face delivery here as well. So a big fault that I'm seeing, if I just grab my club here to demonstrate, a fault that I see with a lot of golfers is on the downswing, at this last part of the downswing here before we hit the ball, is their head moving away from the target. Now often this happens for quite a few good young golfers I coach. It's because their pressure actually moves towards their lead side too quickly and then their head ends up backing out of it. But I just get some golfers who still get that movement even though they're not actually applying as much force into their lead leg. But the movement on the downswing that I see the fault of is the head actually moving away from the target, almost down and towards their trail foot here. And when I get people doing this movement, what I see is their shoulders working very steep, very vertical through the ball. So their trail shoulder is very low, their lead shoulder is very high. Now what this does is it means my body has stopped rotating, and it means there's a real throwaway with my hands and arms where they often exit more away from me here, and we can almost get a lot of flipping with the hands and arms. So what we really want to try and see through impact is the head actually staying almost central over the ball, starting to move actually towards the target and the head rotating to the target, and these shoulders finishing, now they're not horizontal, but not as vertical as the fault that I just showed and demonstrated there. So we want to get the feeling that the head is moving towards the target and the chest is rotating. This lead shoulder is actually moving out the way. So my shoulders are closer to the horizontal than the vertical. And it means, again, it's much more of a body movement through impact. There's less hands and arms. There's this throwaway with this trail arm and a much more consistent position. I'm going to use a device that I have used in one of my videos before, that one of my lessons kindly made me. But you could just have a stand bag in front of you with some pipe lagging, some pipe tubing shoved in the bag and towards your head. So this tubing is just going to go towards the trail side of my head, so I know from this angle if I am backing up at all here, I'm going to be hitting the tubing. But I'm going to combine this exercise with just a cane up the side of the golf club. So the cane up the side of the golf club here, I'm just going to start with some little half swings. It's going to again force me to keep rotating my chest. So my feeling here is going to be that my head moves towards the target and my chest keeps rotating, rather than, as I said, the fault that I see of the head moving backwards into the tubing here and these shoulders becoming more and more vertical through impact. So it's a great drill, it's a great exercise. Let me just get this tubing where I need it to be. So once you've set it up, I'd probably encourage you, I've just popped this on a small T-peg, but I'd just encourage you to pop it on a T-peg just to make it a consistent position and potentially that strike a little bit easier. So I'm just going to leave about an inch gap from the trail side, the right side of my head to that tubing, and I'm going to be using the cane up the side of the golf club, so up the lead side here under my left armpit. And as I said, the move for me is to feel like my head keeps moving and rotating to the target and my chest keeps opening up, so I feel much more horizontal with my shoulders rather than vertical. Let's give this a go. I'm just going to hit this, as I said, I would encourage just little half swings. Incorporate the cane into the side of the grip as best you can. Don't worry about the grip being perfect. So I've got my head moving more towards the target, my eyes rotating towards the target, my chest turning. You are going to hit yourself with this cane, so just do them little half swings. But it's a fantastic drill to feel a lot more connected with head and chest rotating towards the target on the way through, rather than that head backing up and these shoulders getting very, very steep. So one more of those. So again, I get that feeling my head is turning towards the target. My shoulders are rotating. When I get this correctly, I feel that pressure into my lead heel, and it feels like I'm much, much taller through impact. So this is a fantastic drill, just using some pipe lagging, some tubing towards your head and the cane up the side of the golf club to really get that feeling that my body is doing this rather than my head going back away from the target and these shoulders getting very vertical. If it's something you've noticed with your swing on impact, this exercise is really going to help improve your game, your impact position. It gets more of that body release rather than these hands and arms. So how the head moves through impact definitely affects what's happening with our shoulders and therefore the control of that club face position. Give it a go. It's a great driving range or at-home exercise to improve your impact. Any questions, make sure you get in touch on social media or just posting some comments below, and make sure you check out the channel for all the other videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and the odd Saturday special coming as well at 5:30. Thanks guys, we'll see you soon.